Well, now you can start.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Mary D Talk Show. And this is different, people. As you know, I told you I'd be doing a remote. Oh, so I'm trying to get the camera right. But I just want you to know I'm glad you're here. I'd like to thank you, our live viewers. Oh, hold on. Oh, here we go. And did I get rid of you guys? It's like, and then I thank you, our replays. Okay, it's saying go live. I hope I didn't end the show. Okay, hold on. Let me see. I don't know if you guys can see me or not. But I put something. I see Facebook. I see all the accounts. I may have to go back out and come back in. So hold on. Oh, there. Okay. I think you guys. I hope I'm still here. I hope you guys can still see me. And I want to first thank your live viewers, thank your replay viewers. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. And then I would like to thank you, our sponsors. We're right now in Louisiana Seafood in Greenville Valley. I had lunch. One of my friends had to leave. She had a previous appointment, but it really was my fault. Ah! I thought we were supposed to be here at 12:30, and it was 11:30. So, but Debbie did say though, and hi, I'm gonna say hi, Charles. Hi, White Bonnie. Hi, Nanette. Thank you for coming, everyone. So I want to introduce to you one of my bestest friends. Her name is Debbie, and we're here because we're going to talk about, I think, politics. That's yeah, we are. So I'm gonna turn the camera so you can meet Debbie. Can you see? Can you see her face? So we are because we both have. I was just telling Debbie about what's watching CNN. I said I had to turn the TV on. They're up here watching, and she said she can't turn the TV on. So here we have these two opinions about what's going to happen. But I think really, I'm be honest with you, I just started praying. I got to the point. I said, all you're doing is getting your anxiety level up. Well, Debbie, why don't you introduce you? I just introduced you, but tell us, how do you feel about what's going on? And hi, Gwen. I can tell you guys. How do you feel about what's going on with this election?
My name's Debbie Franklin. I've been a native of California. I think I probably have a little bit different perspective of the election because I was on the city council for 12 years.
Mhm.
And in a city that I won't say where I live, but it's very much conservative. And being the first Black female mayor, it was different experience being the mayor. It was different being on the city council, and it was very different being the mayor. So take it away, Mary.
No, well, this election coming, let me ask you, Debbie, this is, no matter how the election goes, it's unprecedented. What do you think, how do you feel about it? In other words, what do you think is going to happen tomorrow?
Well,
If you were to guess.
I am praying
Okay.
that
Can you see your face right there?
yes,
Okay, good.
that reason prevails, and that the country is willing to put in a female president, even though our country is very reluctant to do so.
Mhm.
I think that the stakes are so great in terms of the end of democracy and the end of the United States as we know it are
Mm.
so great that there's no other choice that you have other than to vote for a woman who at least gives the same perspective or very close to the same perspective of a lot of middle America. Her competition is so slanted in his viewpoint, there's no rhyme or reason to what he says. And that's where I think it's going to prevail that she will win because he has stated what he will do. And what he has stated he will do is end democracy. There will be no more even uh, reasoning about the things that we've taken for granted for generations. So I think she's going to prevail. I think it could be tight. It could be a landslide, which would be nice. But I know already that he's already said if he doesn't win, he's going to contest it. Doesn't matter. He's going to contest it.
But unfortunately, that's I think when we're kids, we learn when somebody wins and somebody loses. And then I know when I played sports, um, at the end of the game, you shook hands with the win or lose. You shook hands and you went your separate ways. But you may feel some kind of way, but you didn't express it.
Well, that's how he became president. Because before, even if you did not agree with what the outcome was,
Hmm.
you knew you were going to suck it up and just say, okay, the better person won. He refused to do that.
Yeah.
And that was telling because everything about that election has not changed. He still refuses to accept. He lost the election, the electoral college and the popular vote.
Right. Right. Without a doubt. And even then, it wasn't a landslide.
No.
It was close. I'll say
Yeah.
that.
But every court case he has taken
Yeah.
to the courts
Right.
has lost.
Yeah.
That's telling.
Oh yeah. Oh
But
yeah.
he has vowed to put people in jail,
Right.
to send immigrants home. These are immigrants that are third and fourth generation. Where are you sending them? Because they don't have a home outside of the United States.
Right. Right. I think for some people that felt that this is what I when they mentioned about the border and everything, and I thought, okay, well, he was president, and there's still there were people coming in then anyway.
Right.
So that's one of those situations. I don't know what is the answer to that. I mean, not that we have the answer, by the way, but how do we? Like I've heard people say, well, my parents came legally. Um, as opposed to illegal. I know that's what they mean, but the point is, there are people here. That's a fact. There are people here illegally. But how can we curtail it or reduce it? Or I don't have the answer. If I did, I'd probably be a multimillionaire.
I think one thing we have to consider, I heard another gentleman interviewed about immigration, and he was from a South American country. He said, first, people think that immigrants are dying to get here. They are not. Many of them are here because of persecution in the countries that they came from.
Have it. That's right.
Almost all immigrants, if they're especially illegal, have left loved ones behind.
Right.
How many people want to leave their grandmother, their children, their spouse?
Right.
And that's where we are. A lot of people have left the countries they live in because it's become unlivable where they
Right.
were from.
Right.
I think that what we have to do would be to start with the country leaders. And we don't have to have a whole 10 commandments on immigration.
Right.
You have one or two policies,
Right.
put them down and enforce them.
Hmm.
And then with those two policies, then you can build on them.
Right.
But you only need one or two. And you have to make it so that the places that people are coming from,
Hmm.
they want to stay there. It's worth it for them to stay there.
Right.
It's not worth it for people to live there where they're coming from now.
Hmm.
So that's what I think we should do.
Well, I know when the comment was made at the debate about they're eating the dogs and all.
Yeah.
Right then and there, when I heard that, I said, "Well, you've lost this debate because you've gone to a whole arena that has nothing to do with nothing." And it was evident then. Unfortunately, people have got hurt by these
Yeah.
words. To my knowledge, I haven't heard anybody got, thank God, killed, but I have heard people walking down the street and people throwing things at them and things. They have, there's no reason for it. No right.
Words hurt. You know, there used to be a saying, sticks and stones will break my bones, but words can never hurt me.
Right.
Yes, words do hurt. Words can destroy.
That's right.
And he has used his to destroy people.
That's
He
true.
doesn't care.
Something definitely. I mean, we don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, and then they've already said that we won't know that. We won't really know the results probably for a few because Philadelphia is that same day, I think.
Yeah, they said probably to the end of the week.
We just have to wait and see. I know my concern is for a lot of things. So I definitely agree with you about democracy. Uh, how do you? This is a country that I think we love. I'll say this, and to incite people to riot at all. I think if I were to do that, I think I'd be arrested if I did.
Well, you know, everything that he has done that's been questionable. Think in terms of if it had been Obama who did what he did, where would Obama be?
Under the jail.
He would not be alive if he had done the same thing he did on January 6th.
Yeah.
If he made the statements that he has made in public debates. And that's what, if when you talk about diversity, equality, those are the things that you look at. If you did the same thing he did, when he said that he could walk down Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody,
Broad daylight.
kill them,
Mm-hmm.
and he would not go to jail.
Yep.
And there were people that agreed with him.
Mm. That's sad.
And then you take a black man, any black man, take anybody.
Right.
Everybody knows somebody.
Right.
And say, if he had done the same thing, where would that person be?
I know. This was in the last day. He was at one of the rallies, or whatever, and he said, "I'm so glad for my white skin. If it wasn't for my white skin," and he was like, it got to it. Some things he was doing with the microphone was. I was sitting here going, "This is unreal." It was literally unreal. And at the same time, I thought a large percentage of our country believe in him.
Yes, they do. And a large percentage of our country is afraid.
Mm.
For whatever reason, there's some mystique about black man, what he would do. Black man bleeds just like a white man,
That's
a
right.
yellow man, a brown man.
Right.
If you cut any of us, we all bleed.
Yeah.
And nobody can look past that and say this is a man. The same hopes, desires, and wishes as everybody else.
Right. I know that. And I'm gonna turn the camera just a second to see what our comments are. This audience, I tell you. Oh, you guys gonna leave a comment? I can see them. Okay, I said Nanette says Debbie. I think you may know Nanette. I don't know. She put your name there. Debbie and then Charles. You said Fontana. Let's see. What did your friend think about Phil Holter? You know Phil? Is it Holter or does it say Holter? I don't know. But Charles was saying that. And then Annette said, vote for democracy. She put it in all caps, vote for democracy. And Gwen says, I pray that Kamala wins. Disappoints me that the country is split at 48-48. Even though even though he is a convicted felon, what does this say about America? I will be voting in person tomorrow. And I'll be honest with you, Gwen, we've already voted because in our county, when you vote, you get an email. No, I'm sorry, email. You get a text. It's been counted. They don't do that. Did you get that?
Yes, I got it.
Is that you're in Riverside County?
Yes.
Except what I was told, San Bernardino County doesn't do that. I don't know if they're doing that, but that was something that I just want to make sure I got your comments in, ladies and gentlemen, because I mean, there are all night vigils going on about this, praying, because I think people feel like it, and I'm one of those people that if Trump is elected, like the saying, what does that say about America? That's really what it is, or anything else. And the fact that 10 million more women have voted than women the last I looked, which was like, I guess, 2 days ago. So I don't know what it is now, but 2 days ago was 10 million more women. So that really means women are electing the next president. No matter how this goes, it is definitely with the women vote. I know too, we have some important issues on the line here. One is, we just mentioned immigration. The other is the abortion issue. Um, People have lost their lives during now that the states have control of Roe v. Wade. From what is the understanding is, show. I never got called to the everybody knows shows up. Anyway, this of how that is affecting a desire to vote. Did you want to comment on that?
Well, I think,
Just a minute.
yes, I
Go.
do want to.
Okay.
Everybody living has had a mother. Many of us have a sister.
Yep.
Many more of us have daughters. We have granddaughters.
Yep.
To take away a woman's rights over her body should be a crime. Because no matter who you are, whether you're male, female, you have someone in your life. I'm not saying that abortion is right. I'm saying that you should have control over your own body. For somebody who is not medical, who is only doing it for political gain, to make a determination that you can only do certain things with your body tells me that you're saying they are not equal to you. And I don't think anybody is not equal to anybody else. Black, white, indifferent. Everybody has personal rights. And when you say that a woman has to give up her rights because she's a woman, that's saying that a woman does not mean as much as a man. And I know that's even in the Bible. I don't know if you are Christian or not. I know you are, Mary.
Yes, I am.
But the Bible says God made man and woman. And he made a woman as a helpmeet, not as a helper, not as any less than a man. God made man and he made woman. And whatever a woman decides to do, that's her right.
It is.
And I'd like to see any man that disagrees with that. You imagine you're pregnant, and then you talk about what it's like to take away your rights.
It's I know I feel for the family that the young lady died. Oh my God.
Several of them have.
I just knew about the one, like she's in Texas, I believe, or
Yes.
Georgia. It has been just to know that over a procedure that could have saved their life.
Right.
And the doctors are like, no, I may go to prison for this. I
Yeah.
can't do it.
And when you consider a doctor gives the oath to preserve life,
Yeah.
and if you've got a woman there with a life-threatening birth, a life-threatening pregnancy, and he can't do anything, he's violating his oath not to do anything.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But we, as a society, I think now we're only realizing, I think now, just how important. Some people, I've heard people say, well, it doesn't matter who's in the Oval Office.
Oh, yes, it does.
I've heard them say things like that.
Yeah.
I've heard other people say they were not going to vote. They're going to sit this one out because they said their vote doesn't count because of electoral college. I've heard some literally comments that I had to sit people down and explain why their vote matters.
Yeah. Well, think back. You don't have to go back that far.
Uh-huh.
But take COVID, for example.
Mm-hmm.
We had a president that didn't think it was anything more than a bad virus.
Right.
How many people died?
Millions in the
Over
millions.
3 million people
Mhm.
died because of one person
The person that was in the
in
White
the
House.
White House.
Wow.
Take, for example, the cost of goods.
Right?
If any of you can think back to pre-COVID, we had inflation, but it was manageable.
Right.
inflation is now unmanageable, especially for people that are living paycheck to paycheck.
Right.
It is unmanageable.
But I knew when those stimulus checks, it was like it was going to be a reckoning. It wasn't just going to be, okay, you're going to get these checks and that's it. It wasn't like that.
Right. And nobody knows how much the national debt is. It's
No.
in the trillions, past the trillions of dollars, because one person decided to do one thing. And that was his right, as presidents have power. They do
Right.
have more power than any other person in the United States. But with that power comes responsibility.
It does.
And when you flaunt it or use it irresponsibly,
Right.
there's only one group of people that pay for that: the American people.
That's right.
And if you don't pay for it now, you will pay for it later.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's no way around it. The only thing is what they've said too. When you go into that position, no one comes out poor. They always come out richer.
Right. Right.
And why that is, I still haven't heard how that works, but it definitely is.
Well, speaking engagements are one. Almost every president has written a book.
They get their own library.
Yes.
They are. That's a given. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, they write a couple of books, I think.
Yeah. Even if they just put their name on it without writing it, they'll make money.
True. I know. Like I said, in the last couple of days, the things I've been hearing from both candidates, I heard the speech from Kamala spoke at, I forget what, Eclipse, I think it's called, and I heard her speech, and then I heard Trump's speech, and all I kept thinking was, if we're that bad, he was talking about America really negatively,
Right.
and I thought, why would you want to be the president if this is such a horrible country? And he's talking about how good America is. And I thought, wow, the difference is day and night.
Well, you remember the United States started because of hope. People wanted hope.
Yeah,
And that's what has sustained us through everything, through COVID, through the wars, through depression. Hope for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Always wanted.
that's true.
Now someone is very vocally trying to destroy that hope.
Wow. And the goal is not to let that happen.
Right.
That is for sure. It's like, no. I think the country, like they said, there's no going back. What will we be going back to?
There's nothing to go back to.
Yeah.
Most people alive today do not know what it's like to live any place else. And if you think another place is better to live than the United States, then you can go. Try it out. I think you'll be back.
No, I've been blessed to travel, not all over the world, but to enough places to know.
Right.
I'm right here in the United States. I'm a U.S. citizen, born a U.S. citizen. This is it. This is home.
Yeah. Well, I
And-
have relatives that were slaves,
Oh, so do I.
and no one has ever said, we want to go back.
It's like, no. No, I know. My parents were sharecroppers when they came to California.
Yeah.
And I didn't really know what that meant for a long time. But for those of you that are not familiar with that term, basically they're not enslaved, but they were enslaved to that land.
Mhm.
Oh, you see?
Yeah, turn it around to you so
Oh,
you see.
they can hear me though.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me? I was saying about our parents being sharecroppers, that they were, and so really for my family, the voting, all of these things mean so much to our family, to how, because I know for a fact, it's my dad, his educational level, he had a third grade education, but he would always look at the ballots. I didn't even I was shocked. It looked to me like he was reading it. I had no idea he wasn't. But he would look at it wanting to read. But he actually went back and went to the public library and took literacy classes to learn to read,
There you go.
so that he could vote. And
I had fun.
he did. That's right. He did. And he had it for all of his kids. Like all of us are, educated and everything. But for some, I mean, that was more important to him that we be educated than it was for him to be educated. So he was the last one, I'll say that. But I look at just life itself, and There's, it's like Debbie said, there is no going back. There is no going back. It's just going forward. That's for sure. But your comments, let's see, let me see what you have, ladies and gentlemen. Said, Mary, can I see? Oh, is this smaller? Oh, it is smaller. Sorry about that. It's on a tripod. That's why I see why Bonnie. That could be why. And I'm going, oh, I didn't see the other comments. I'm just starting to scroll through. Afternoon, Annette. I can see you now. And oh, you guys would hear my voice. That's what it was. But I can tell you. And then, okay. It's good to see you, Charles, Nanette, Wivani, Gwen. Let me see. Did I miss anybody? I don't want to miss anybody's name. There we go. You said you are well. Just know, like I said, what we're talking about, those of you that just coming on, it's the selection, obviously, because it's tomorrow, and we may not know the results tomorrow, but we know a lot of them because like last I looked, it was 70 million people. Think about that, 70 million people have already voted,
Yeah,
and I don't even know if that's a record or not. I don't know.
it's a record in some areas.
But it's still, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already voted, please do so. And don't think your vote doesn't matter because it does.
And I would say too, a lot of people get confused about what they should vote for on propositions.
Let me turn it back. Let me turn it back to Debbie.
And some of the other people that are running the candidates on the
Uh-huh.
ballot, I don't know if it's proper or not, but if I don't know anything about either of the candidates, I skip it.
Oh, I think you
Because
can.
yeah, you can skip anyone that you want, but because you don't know is not a reason not to vote at all.
Correct.
Because whether or not you're voting for your local school board bond, whether or not you're voting for a trustee,
Right.
you have the power of the pen. And when you do not vote, you give up that right. So any criticisms you have, any objections that you have, when you don't vote, you give up everything.
Wow. Well, this is what I say when I make a complaint to the city. I always say I'm a taxpayer.
Yes. And a voting taxpayer.
I am definitely a vote. And that all of this can be verified.
Yes.
They can verify without a doubt. But I say that because I'm saying my taxpayer money is not being used in this. It should be used over here, whatever it's being used for. But my complaint is that you may need to fix this. That kind of
Yes.
thing. I just put a complaint in about a week ago. The same day, which I was surprised, I got a response from the city.
Did you?
I was shocked. Normally, uh, I got, oh, the screen didn't come back in. Sorry about that, you guys. Uh, I don't know what happened.
But what time are you? It's a.
We also, it's 1:28. So we're gonna stop at 1:30 today. Normally I'm on for an hour, but I'll stop at 30 minutes. So I did want to tell you, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I don't even know if you could see me because it's only one little part here. So I don't know what happened to the screen. I can't say that. But just thank you for coming on today. We'll be back next Monday. Next Monday, I believe that's two movie writers. They have a movie coming out, and I didn't work on that movie though. But I know the writers of the movie, so they're gonna come on and tell you how they came up with the idea. And their movie is gonna be on BET Plus on November 14th. So they'll be on the show next week. But I would like to thank Debbie for coming on today. So Debbie, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you for having me. Please, please, if you haven't voted, register, and
Yes.
whatever happens is up to God.
Yes.
But if you pray and then vote, I'm happy.
Thank you again, David. Everyone, thank you for coming to the show today. Sorry it's cut a little bit short, but we'll be back next Monday. And I love each and every one of you, and I'll see you in a week. Bye, everybody.
That's good.